There's not a big pool of good men.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie.
That is a lie.
That's not a lie. Tell me.
Listen,
What?
there's not a lot of good men who want y'all. I'm clapping for myself. Where the good man at? Like they hiding under a rocker and shade. They everywhere. They at the gas station. They at Costco. They at Equinox. They at the bank. They walking right past you and you don't show up on their radar because of the way you are. They're gonna walk right by you. Your pretty face ain't gonna go too far because everybody's pretty. That's a prerequisite. So if that's all you got to offer, we not looking at you. There's plenty of good men. They just don't want your. I ain't never heard no woman say, I know I ain't. When have you ever heard a woman admit to not being? She'll say, this man ain't, he ain't, he was bad, he was bad, he was bad, he was bad. But for the most part, every woman think they're a good woman. What makes you a good woman? Who's auditing that you're a good woman? You are auditing yourself. Why don't you ask your exes what they think? Because all your relationships diminish and ended in turmoil.
And welcome to the Better Baby Mama podcast. So that clip was really deep. I didn't disagree with anything that he said. I know many women in my personal life who claim they're looking for good men, but they ain't shit. There's a particular person who I'm thinking of who can't stop sleeping with married men. All she do is sleep with married men. Been doing it for decades. Had kids by married men. Didn't care. Just a proud, glad, sad chick. She does not care. I've asked her, like, don't you feel bad for doing that? Like, how are you comfortable with sleeping with somebody who married? But her stance is they took the vows, she didn't, or she feels entitled to sleep with the person because she knew him before his wife did. So zero qualms about being a side chick for a married man, but stay in somebody's church and in somebody's choir. I remember when I was younger and I had a best friend. She had a sister who was a little bit younger than us. Her sister was pretty. She looked very mature for her age, even though she was younger than us. And her sister was fast. And so all the boys wanted her sister. Her sister was considered light skinned. She was about like maybe caramel color, and had like a big butt, but she was slim, athletic build, big butt, light skin, and in the hood. Yeah, you already know she a problem. And so she never had an issue getting dudes, and she'll talk to us about her relationship issues. And my main thing I would tell her would be like, well, what's wrong with him? Like, why is you breaking up with dude? What he did to you? Like, he nice. He texts you all the time. He tells you you pretty. He buy you food. What else do you want? I don't know what else a person could want. I don't understand what it is you want from him. But in my head, I'm thinking like, girl, you talking about you about to get rid of him, but you got like 6, 7 dudes who you messing with, and you acting like this the only dude you messing with. Like you ain't shit. It's a lot of bitches that ain't shit. So what I would classify as a good man, this is just my definition, general rundown for me. He would have to be a man of faith. I'm not saying he has to be Muslim. I don't care what faith he is. He can be whatever faith. You just gotta believe in something. You can be agnostic. You just can't be atheist. I can't vibe with atheists. I've been there, done that. It does not work. You have to at least think somebody created all of this shit. Um, he has to take care of his kids because the man who I would consider to be a good man for me, he would be a father. I'm not dating nobody. Don't got no children because I got kids, but he would have to provide for his children. Um, I want him to be kind, but not simpish. You don't got to do too much. Ain't got to trick off no money, nothing like that. But just being generally nice, opening doors, chivalrous, things like that. I would consider that a good man. The people around him vouching for his character. I saw an interview with Judge Faith where I forgot what podcast she was on. It's the one Derek Jackson, his wife went on, whatever it's called. It's like a Christian podcast. I was watching because I love Judge Faith, and she was talking about what made her want to marry her husband because she got married like in her late 30s, and she was always looking for love, but she just couldn't seem to find nobody. And she said she knew her husband was the one because of how everybody who was around him and knew him spoke to him. She's married to the singer Kenny Lattimore, and she spoke so highly of this man, and everybody had good things to say about how he's such a good man, and like nobody said anything negative about him. And so those around him vouched so hard for his character that she gave him a chance. And from what I could see, everything they said is true. Like, I've never seen anything bad about them. You don't hear no drama about them. I follow them on social media. And they always making little videos with their cute little baby. And he seemed like a pretty good man. Like, that is an overall nice guy, good guy. I would say a characteristic of what I would consider a good man is somebody who's stoic and even tempered. A lot of times we equate masculinity with aggression, and I actually think it's the inverse. I think it's pretty feminine to be super aggressive because only hoes want to sit here and bitches want to sit here and fight all the time over silly stuff and get mad all the time and be overly emotional. Anger is most certainly an emotion. And anger in a man, that's just too sassy for me. I don't think that's considered to be a good man at all. That's not a characteristic. But a man who could stay stoic, stay on his square, is very hard to disrupt him. Only a limited amount of things could even get him out of character, like his kid passing away, his wife passing away, somebody touching on his kids, something serious. But this is like the guy, the chill guy, the cool guy who you could say whatever you want to him. He gonna keep the same attitude, same demeanor. I like that guy. And a lot of times the women, they kind of overlook those guys because they'll say, "Oh, he's lacking
So I
affection."
made a
I don't
list of
take it
what
as
I
he lacking
consider to
affection. He
be a
might
good
just not
woman,
be
and this
comfortable
list is based off of
expressing
the woman
affection
who
in the
I
way in
aspire
which you're
to
used
be,
to.
the
But
woman who
I
I'm
take it
trying
as,
to get my
okay, I could
character
trust this guy
development
because
on
he
this level,
keeps the same
and
attitude,
also
same
the
demeanor,
women
no
around me
matter
who I
what.
feel like are
That
good
is a
women.
characteristic
These
of
are
somebody
some of the
who's
traits and
trustworthy, which
characteristics
is why
that
I
they
feel
have.
like
So
that's the
faith,
characteristic of what I
regardless of
would consider
whatever
to
your
be a good
faith
guy.
is, just
Somebody
not
who's
atheist.
protective
It's really
over
no
those
shade
he
to atheists.
loves,
I just
whether it's
feel
his
like to
kids,
be a
his
good
family,
woman, you
whatever.
have to have
If
some
something
sort of
happened at
faith
their
because
school, he
you're
got
going to
'em.
be praying
If you need
over
him,
your
you in the hospital,
partner,
something, he's
praying
showing
over
up.
your friends,
You in a
praying
car
over your
accident, you get
kids,
a flat tire,
wishing
like
them good, wishing
he's
them the
there for
best,
you
and
100%. You
or
gotta go see your
meditating,
grandma's
whatever it is.
funeral. He there.
I do think a
Like
good woman is
he's
a woman who
protective
is in
of
tune
you.
with her
He ain't
creator.
gonna
No
let you just
toxic
be out at
friends.
night
Chickens
any
and
old
ducks
time.
do not
If you need
philander.
gas
They
or
do
something like
not
that and it's dark
commingle with one
outside, he'll
another.
come
They do
get your
not
car for some gas
fraternize.
and
A
that
woman
type
who's
of
dependable
protector.
and
What do we
trustworthy.
consider to be a good woman?
This is a woman who you don't never have to worry about, did she wash your socks? If you running late for work or something like that, you go in that dryer or you go in your drawer, you gonna have some clean socks. She's dependable. She's reliable. A woman who's trustworthy. A woman who you could tell her whatever. You tell your deepest, darkest secrets. And you don't got to worry about her going telling her mama, her homegirl, the group chat, none of that. She respects privacy. A woman who's self-aware. I just believe you have to be self-aware to be a good woman because you have to be aware of your flaws so that you can improve them. A woman who's invaluable, cannot be bought, impossible to replace, whatever that may look like in whatever situation. Because I'm speaking about good woman in the context of relationships, of being a family member, of being a parent, of being a friend, being a coworker, just an overall good woman. A woman with empathy and understanding. What segregates us from men is our emotional awareness, and empathy is involved in emotional awareness. I'm not saying she got to be an empath, but she has to be able to express some sort of empathy and compassion for others when they're going through difficult times and turmoil. A woman with some sort of emotional connection to other people. I would say a good woman is a motivator, somebody who motivates you to do more, and not motivate in the sense of nagging, but motivate in the sense of, if you mention to her, like, hey, I'm thinking about leaving my career, I'm thinking about going into tech or something. That's the woman who, she done already researched the schools, researched the programs, the IT, the software engineering program, whatever little programs for tech. She done already came up with a timeline of exactly when you should get into the field, how much it's going to cost you, what you need to get into the field. She's supportive, encouraging, and motivating. Like, basically, your cheerleader. You tell her what you want to do or whatever you're thinking, and she can execute whatever your ideas are and help you get on the right path. I don't know if it's a whole lot of people who I would consider to be good women out there looking for a good man. And I really don't like how we have this culture that says, oh, men ain't ish, or it's very rare to find a good man. I don't know that that's true. I'll give y'all an example. So for my job, one of my jobs, I work for a corporate, I work for a financial institution, and I was entering this application for this man. And I was so impressed by this application. It's a black man. He works in New York. He worked for the transit system. He makes $90,000 a year doing that. So I don't know if he worked on the train, the bus, whatever have you. So he owns several properties. And he's collecting 40 to 50K a month just based off rent. This is not including his 90K a year job, by the way. This is just extra. He's collecting 30, 40K. And so he was trying to do cash out refi. And with the cash out refi, he is gonna get like I think three or $400,000 back. And one of the questions we ask is, what are you gonna do with this money? So he's going to get 3 properties with the money. So he's probably going to increase his monthly revenue by maybe $15,000. And so that 15 plus that 40 plus the 90K, this is a 6-figure nigga right here. But curiosity got the best of me. I looked at his ID and I felt really bad for black women when I looked at it because I said, man, we probably done lost us another good one just based off of looks. He's not ugly at all. His ID said his height. He was what you would call a short king. He was under 5'9". I think he was like 5'8", 5'7". And based off of his height and the fact that women want a 6'2" man. Which side note, why do y'all need that? I'm 5'9". I have an excuse to like tall people. Tall men. But y'all be like 4'11", 5'2". What do you need a guy 6'2" for? I mean, ma'am, you're 5 foot. You have to stand on your tippy toes to reach the cabinet. But I digress, nonetheless. But I feel bad for black women because I was like, man, this man is everything they say they want. He's a good guy. I had to do a background check on him. I know he got a clean record. He got all these properties he's managing. He has a good job with a good pension. Like, I'm not gonna say the year he was born because I won't be too descriptive. I will say he's an 80s baby. He's not old. He got a nice looking face. But we will exclude somebody like him because well, he don't make 500K a year. He's not 6'2". I don't know what it is. I'm gonna just pop my balloon just based off looks. Don't even get a guy a chance to open his mouth. And then after you find out, oh, oh, really? This what you about? Oh, you got money. Oh, never mind. I guess I will give you a chance. Then by that time it's too late. They done turned the passport bros or they messing with the white girls and we mad. Yeah, I really felt really bad because but that client, it taught me a lesson, which I already knew. But you never judge a book by its cover. That is a good man right there. He don't have no kids either. I know because they have to answer that question. He don't have no kids. He not married. Like it's really crazy the fact that women had the audacity to say it ain't no good man when I just described the dream man for most women. Ain't got no kids, ain't married, got menaces, got a good retirement plan because he worked for the government, so he's going to retire very comfortably. He don't work there for over a decade. Like he good. He is set for life. He makes a ton of money. I believe women who say that there is some sort of shortage of good men are not good women in and of themselves because what they believe a good man is just based off of his money and his looks. Because we're not gonna sit here and act like it ain't good men working for ComEd at the light bill company. We ain't gonna act like they ain't working for People's Gas, Xfinity. We ain't gonna act like they ain't somewhere working at Best Buy. We not gonna act like it's not good men working everywhere, working for the CTA, working for the transit system, working on the bus, working at Home Depot, working in construction, working as electricians, working as builders, doing physically intensive jobs, working as plumbers. I mean, imagine how much you have to love somebody to go play in other people's shit for a living. Most plumbers are married. I reject this notion that there's some sort of lack of good men. A lot of y'all are so intertwined in social media that you are completely naive to what is in the real world. No, he's probably not going to be a 6-figure man. No, he's probably not going to be 6'2", 6'3", sexy, fine, big dick, dreads, tats. But there are good men. All you have to do is put your phone down and go touch grass. Like, go to the real world. Go to the store. Go pay a bill in person. Go pay your light bill, your gas bill in person. There are men around. There are men working at banks. There are men everywhere. There are men who will be willing to go to work 9 to 5 and work overtime on the weekends to take care of their wife and their kids. No, he ain't the richest, and he might not be the finest, but that doesn't mean that these men don't exist. As women, our entitlement level has peaked, and now we're to the point where we feel we are too good for regular blue collar men. And a lot of us don't have the patience or feel like we should have to sit and build a regular guy up to the level we want him to be. Just say that.